Good morning, everyone. Yes, welcome to our today's meeting. So just 2 minutes before we can start, just setting up my site here. Okay, so today we are going to do video intercom configuration training. The best will be on apartment scenario. So last week we did a training on video intercom for villa scenario, which we did 2 devices. So we are using VTO 6210 BW and a VTH that support the villa configuration. You can start. Let me introduce myself. My name is Shelton. I'm the technical support from dahua Technology, and we have other team members from our side. But most of the cases, if you have been attending the Zoom meetings, I'm the one that you've been interacting with most of the times. So today I'm going to take you through a bit of a theory, and we'll not cover configuration using our DSS software. We just do a scenario where you have an apartment or a single apartment. Let's say a budget scenario for video intercom for apartment configuration. So from a middle end to a high end scenario. And I'll first take you through some typical application, maybe one of the high part configuration that we do as a company for apartment configuration. So I'll give you a bit of a solution that we have regarding apartment configuration. Then I'll do configuration now for a situation that's a bit cheap to attain. So just bear with me before I'm sharing a file for you guys to access to see. Let me share with you some configuration regarding a video intercom for apartment configuration, and I'm just going to rush through this typical configuration. So this kind of a training for apartment configuration entails elevator control modules with our video intercom solution. So it's more of I'm telling you guys that elevator control solution exists with our video intercom configuration scenario. So for this kind of solution applies where you are experiencing a situation where you want the people who are accessing your elevators, maybe those people who are using the elevators, to be only the residents of that particular scenario. And so the topology is as follows. So the elevator controlled solution is implemented as follows. So let's say you're having you have your now this at this point this is the lift room. So the top of the building where the lift resides. So this is the control room or the machine room for the lift. this side here is the individual apartments. So you're having one indoor screen in the maybe one of the houses. At the same time, then you have the second confirmation outside of the house. So each door you have something like this, so that when someone press this button, they are confirmed it's the same person that comes to that point or to that house. Also in this elevator control scenario, some of the things that are implemented include so in the lift, that is in one of the lift. So in one of the lift, you're having the elevator control modules. So this elevator control module is a part of the solution. So it's a module that we add for you to control the elevator, the lift, that is the lift. Also in the lift, you'd have a reader. So you have a reader so that someone swipes a card to confirm if they are allowed, so that they can press the button. So that is in the lift. And between the connection of the lift and now the main bus, you have these wireless devices that are used to create a connection between this elevator controller and this information coming from this side to now the overall system here. So maybe on the machine room, you also have this controller with the customized software. So maybe also from the video intercom aspect, we are having a special kind of VTOs, that is the outdoor stations that are used to implement the same case. So at maybe the entrance or at the ground floor, you're having one of the VTOs. This one of the VTO, wired of course to the magnetic lock. It is powered directly, it's non-PoE. Then you have the unlock button or exit button in the inside part of the door. Apart from that, let me just explain a bit of also some parts of the topology. So in every floor, you have this up and down button. So the up and down button gets connected to this also controller, so that if you're inside the house, you're able to call the lift and it will come to your floor, and you'll just be getting out and going to that lift. So it's a solution that's making a residential apartment living more good, or something like that, more good. So in the implementation also for such kind of case, so in implementation of such kind of case, you might, one of the key products that's also important in such scenario is this. So maybe in the CCTV center or the machine room, you have the soldier station. Of course, that's part of the intercom. Then you have the DSS. So the DSS software is the one that is doing the management of the devices, managing of users, allowing users to be able to access which floor, and managing those card information so that you allow people either to use the lift or not. So this kind of scenario is a let's say a high-end configuration for VTO, because it encompasses using of products like DSS. So some of the products that are used is DSS, these control modules and the call modules for intercom and elevators. So the overview functioning of the system is that if residents come back at home, if you swipe at the VTO, or maybe the VTO is doing facial recognition, you just go to the lift and automatically you'll be able to press the button for your lift. So if you're not authenticated, you cannot press any of these buttons, so that you cannot use the lift. So in case another functioning operation of the system that we have, the elevator control, is that maybe you're in your house and the user wants to go out maybe to the ground floor. So what the resident does is they press the call lift on their indoor monitor, and the lift will come automatically to that particular floor. So the lift will come to that floor automatically. The person just goes to that lift instead of pressing the buttons here. So it's more of making the system easier. Maybe some of the product features regarding this, we have face recognition, such kind of controller. So that is the outdoor station. We have the second confirmation. So these ones are the ones that are placed at the house to confirm the person coming into that house is the same person. Then we have the indoor monitors, now the VTH. So other products include controller, elevator controllers. We have these whole modules. So in case you need such kind of topology, you can contact me. I'll help you on the same, and we can achieve such kind of scenario. So maybe you have an existing apartment and you want to do elevator control so that you can control the people who are using that lift. Like you are restricting the usage of the lift. You can contact so that you can see how we can help each other achieve this kind of solution that the company provides. Okay, away from that, now we go to the order of the day. So today I'm going to do configuration for apartment case, and so at this point I have 4 devices. So device number 1 is an outdoor station. Device number 2 is an indoor station, maybe to mimic one house. The other one is an indoor station to mimic the other house. And then we have this VTO that will be used as second confirmation. So what we're going to implement is something like this. What we're going to implement is something like this. So we're going to implement something like this. So you are inside your house, then you have the second confirmation device. And apart from that, we're also going to implement this one here. So the case is that someone comes to this VTO, presses to call a particular room, then confirms on this other one. If they reach that floor, it's that they're the ones coming to that particular floor. So of course, with this kind of configuration that I'm going to do, you don't need another software like DSS. So this one applies to small to medium-sized apartments. Apart from that, you can have multiple VTOs in your network. I'm going to show you how you can add that. So I'll begin by initializing the devices. So I'll initialize first the common devices. So the password I'm going to set is admin123. I'm just going to leave the email side for simplicity. After initializing successfully, you'll get this information that it has initialized very well. If you feel like you have a question or maybe something that's not clear, you can consult. Next, I'm going to initialize the indoor monitors. So I'm going to give them password as a numerical. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The other one, same password. So email, I'm going to leave it blank. So I have all my devices initialized, and one of the VTO will act as the server. So this VTO is an apartment VTO, will act as the server. Well, the other one will be used as second confirmation for one of the apartments. So I'll begin by doing the configuration for the indoor monitor. Just wait a bit for it to reboot. And also in today at 3, for those of us who are available in within Nairobi, you can come to our offices. We'll do the practical bit of it. Maybe we need to do some clarification. So it's more of hands-on and more of interactivity compared to the Zoom side. So after initializing, I'll do the configuration for the indoor monitor. And for you to do configuration for a device, you need to set the password for the device, username and password. So I click username and password the same like that. So for the VTH, the password is 1234556. I've set the password at this field. So next, I'm going to go to device configuration, and maybe something to note. If you can notice, all these devices have version 4 firmware. So they have version 4 firmware, and they are meaning they are compatible with each other. They can work with each other very well. So version 4.3 and above. If you see a device with version 3, they cannot work with version 4 firmware. So I'll go to system settings, device configuration, sorry, now to the VTH. So I'll configure one of the VTH rooms to be, let's say 101. So to maybe room number 1. Apart from that, I'm going to set the SIP server as the main VTO IP address. So it's 70. So if you're using a VTO as the server, so by default, the port would be 5060. The SIP password, I'll leave it the default like that. The realm, I'm setting it at VDP. Login user, I'm going to set it as admin. And password, I'm going to set it as the login password for the VTO, which is admin123. Next, I'm going to apply the settings to the other VTH. So let's say you are doing batch configurations. Maybe you have an apartment case and you have even up to 200 indoor monitors. The config tool will come in handy, and you'll be able to group devices based on that. So you can configure one VTH and set the parameters or those configuration information to the other VTH. It becomes very easy and very fast. Next, I'm going to the network terminals. That is, I'm going to set the VTO monitor enabled. That is, if you are inside the house, you can be able to monitor the VTO and unlock it. So the same I'm going to apply to the other VTH, and just do config and return. So apart from that, so this one is the server. So apart from that, I'm going to set room 101, this VTO to be the second confirmation for room 101. So I'd go to device config, and so room 101 is 155. I'm going to add another VTO. So I'm going to set, say the VTO number 2. I'm going to set it at a door VTO. And the IP address is 72. So the login password is admin123. So enable status will make you be able to access, to view the device on your screen, that is the indoor monitor. I'm not going to apply to these ones because it's the second confirmation for only one device. So maybe to change the room number of this other VTO, just double click on it and change the room number, maybe 102. You can do okay. So at this point, for your configuration, you would be able to monitor a device on your device, monitor a device on your indoor monitor, and you can be able to unlock the device. So you can verify. So I'm verifying at this point, and I can unlock the devices from. So I think you can hear some sound in the background. Okay, now those are, I think those are the basic information that's required from this side. Next, I'm going to do configuration of the VTO, now the server, configure the server and add room numbers to that VTO. So I'll go to the web interface of the VTO. So I'll go to the web interface of the VTO, that is the main server, which is 68.1.70. logging in. So after logging in, let me just explain some bit of information that's displayed. So we have, when you log in, we have a unit door station, building number, unit number. So in a case scenario where you are going to implement using of DSS as the server, as the SIP server, the building number and unit number will become valid. But at this point, we're just talking about configuration for a small to medium-sized apartment, and you'll only need information for this VTO number. The VTO number is an unique identifier in the SIP domains, the SIP communication network. So the same way we have one VTH as 101, the other one as 102. Those are the IDs for the SIP. While the VTO, this one is 8001 is the unique ID. So each ID should be unique in that particular SIP domain network. So the other information, you can see the software version. Let's go to local configuration. So in local configuration, you can change the center number. So in case you have a VTO, let's say you have a soldier, a security guard with his own indoor monitor, and you want people to be, if they press the security guard button on the indoor monitor, it calls the soldier. So this is the center number. Basically, is the security, the number to call the guard. So you can see how you can be implementing this in your site. Other information is more of local configuration, maybe for video and audio. So you can change the format. So in case maybe you have issues with lagging or monitoring, you can try to reduce such information. You can reduce the frame rate, you can reduce the bit rate, etc. So that if people are streaming, it becomes a bit fast. Other settings include local settings. So in case you have, from the local settings, we have the unlock intervals. The unlock intervals means that if someone unlocks the door, how long can the device wait again for it to unlock? So that's the 15-second. Unlock period is the period at which the circuit can be made to be normally closed or normally open, depending on your setting. So other sensor time, we have sensor time issue card. So let's say maybe something else. We have a public unlock password. So public unlock password is the password that is more of physical password, so that you enter the password and you'll be able to unlock the video, the VTO. So you can enable it or disable it. I'm just going to enable it for demonstration. Password I'm going to set as 8 zeros or 6 zeros. Then I can confirm. So if you save and I try to unlock, so the way to unlock with a password, you just press hash followed by the password. So you typically go to your VTO, press the hash, then enter the password. What's that project password? So project password means is some of the VTO models support web interface. Like you can do local configuration on the VTO because they have the screens. So they have those small screens, and you can maybe do some things like changing the IP address, changing the unlock time for the door. So that's the password for the project password. For those of us, I think, who have a bit experienced with our products, the password that's the password that you log into that device. And I think by default the password is 8 times. Or 6 times. So So if you enter the password, you will be able to log in and do a bit of local configuration to the device. So the next thing, we have the RS485. Maybe you can, so the RS485 will help you identify which function it is. So is it a lock? Is it a, so you can add a reader to the device. Maybe to something else, there's the system settings. You need to confirm that time is always correct with the device. So I think that's basically for that. If you're going to do integration with the third-party system, you can do CGI. You can enable CGI. Some other menu is the household settings. So the household settings will, because this device.70 is acting as our server for the SIP communication, the .70 is the household setting is about the devices in your network. So you can manage the VTO. You can add multiple VTOs, and you can add the room numbers here, and you can be checking the status of the devices so that you know which devices can communicate. I think we'll do the configuration in a short while. So apart from that, we have the network settings. You can do configuration like basic setting IP address, TFTP. Maybe you talk about the SIP server. So the device that will act as the SIP server in your network, for our case is .70, needs to have this information checked here. So it needs to enable this information. And if you want to edit the information beneath it, just disable, don't save, edit the information first. So after editing the information, you click back enable. So you click back enable, and now you can save. So the information at the bottom is saved. Next, so because this is the main VTO, I'm going to do household settings. I'm going to the household settings. I'm going to the room number management. We have 101 and 102. So let's say you can add the room numbers individually. Let's say room number 101. So the other information I think is default. If you want to issue cards, you can give people cards. You can do it from this point here. You can say issue card, swipe the card, then you say confirm send. So issuing card is a bit easier. Then you click save. So 101 and 102, I'm going to save them. So optionally, maybe you're having a situation where you have about 100 rooms. You can't be adding the rooms each individually here. Let's say you have about five houses per floor, and you have about 12 floors. So you can say you have 12 floors. Rooms amount in one layer, let's say 5 houses. The first floor is 101 to 201. Maybe you want to use a different number. Maybe you want to say 1001 and 2001. So depending on the setting, then you can do add. So it will add the room numbers in batch, and you can see from this point you have 1001 up to 1005. Then it goes to second floor, 2001 to 205, up to 12 floors. So 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we have the last one, which is 12. The 12th floor to 12001 to 12005. So I think that's clear regarding the adding the room numbers to the VTO. So this scenario is just like you have one VTO for one apartment case. So for case, I'm just going to add 2, 101 and 102. So after adding that, we have the VTS management. So these are the room numbers for the individual houses. The VTS management is if you have the soldier station, that is the master station. So for our case, let me show you the VTS. So this is the VTS for our case. So the VTS, for those of us who don't know the VTS, this is the VTS. So this is the VTS, that is the soldier station. And if you want to do configuration of the VTS, you can add it here. So you can add the IP address of the VTS, the number and IP address. So if you have cameras in your system, you can also do adding of cameras. So for status, so at this point, I have added the room numbers, and you can see from my status, I have 3 devices which are online. So the first device 8001 is this server. Since this VTO, which is acting as the server, is 8001. The next one is the room number 101, and the other one is 102. So by convention, any of the device that's listed here as online can communicate amongst each other. So any device that's listed here as online, even if you have 100 devices or maybe 50, any of them that has information as online can communicate with each other. And you need to ensure that you have the unique number, that is 8001 and 8002. So you are doing configuration for 2 VTOs, and at this point you can't see the other VTOs. The reason as to why is because I need to do configuration for the other VTO. So one is acting as the server and the other one is acting as the slave. So I'm going to show you how we can do that. So from our config tool, we have 4 devices, but the ones that are online are 3. And you can hear from my side, I think you can hear some sound that I can be able to call to that way. Also, the room number can call each other. So you can call from 101 to 102, and from the VTO to any of the VTOs. So next, let's configure. Next, we're going to do this configuration. So let me show you. Next, we're going to do this configuration where you're having indoor monitor. So you can say this one is 101. So you can say so you can call this one as room number 101, and this one as the second confirmation. So this one is the one that is outside the door, immediately outside the door of a person, and this one is inside the door. And you want to, so you can be having each door has this one, each door has this one. So for our case, we are going to configure one of the VTO, which is this VTO.72 to mimic one of those scenarios. So how do we go about that? So I'll go to .72. So after going to .72, username admin, password admin 123. So next I'm going to go to network settings. And because this one is not our server in the network, I'm going to disable this, then do save. So if you disable it, it will restart. Just give it a bit of a time before it restarts. So I think so far, is there any question regarding configuration? Maybe something that's not clear? I can expand on the same. So we'll wait this other to restart. Okay, so remember I told you about this unique information. That is the ID, SIP ID, which is 8. For our case, the main VTO is 8001. You can give the other VTO 8002 and add it to the main server. So in the main server, I'll go to household setting, then I go to the VTO management. I'm going to add that VTO. So I'm going to say it's 8002. Leave the information default. The IP address is 192.168.1.72. Username admin, password admin 123. So I've added 8002 to our network. Okay, next I'm going to this video now. So it has not yet. Okay, it's on. So after going to the video, I'm going to change the room number to be 8002. So it's our room number. Maybe some other thing. So basically, we're just doing a bit configuration of a small villa. So I'm going to make it call, if you press the button on that video, it will be calling 101. Then I can do confirm. Next, I'm going to go to network settings. Then I'm going to the SIP server. So because this is not as the server, we need to point to the server, which is 70. This one is by default like that. VDP, password, admin 123. And I do save. So that's all that you need to do there. So at this point, I think you should be online. You can see it's still boot, it's still taking some time, and then it will be online. So we have how many devices for in our network, and give it some time. All of them become online. All the devices in this particular domain could communicate, except this one, because we have set this 8002 to call 101 only. So 8002 can call 101 only. And 1001 can call 8002. 102 it still can call 8002. So the reason as to why 8002 cannot call the others is because it has only one button. So the one button has been programmed to call only 8101. So a bit of a time before it will become online. As long as your configurations are okay, everything will work very fine. So I don't know if is there any question regarding configuration for Villa, because I am done, and it's just that simple. So I'll upload this video online in case you need to do a revision on the same, maybe confirm the settings. It will be available online to do configuration for such. But as much as I'm doing configuration of this Villa, this VTO to be the second confirmation, we have devices that are dedicated specifically to achieve this function. So you can see from our topology here, we have these second confirmation devices. So the company manufactures these second confirmation devices and makes them to be specifically to be doing second confirmation, and their prices is also cheap. So the prices for this second confirmation is cheap compared to a normal Villa VTO. So they might look the same, but the functionality is a bit different, and the pricing is also different. So I don't think if there's no question, I think we can end today's training regarding configuration, and we'll do the same training today in our office. So if there's no question, we can end our today's training. So there's a question: how many VTH per apartment? So for our case, we are doing a demonstration of 2 VTH to mimic 2 rooms. And you can still configure this to up to 100, but the more VTH you're adding into the system, that is the VTO or the server, it has an impact on the performance. So you also have to select which product to be able to achieve that function. So can we